Let's head right to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, Dave, love the show. I remember calling you when Bailey Zappi was signed to the practice squad, and I said, do you think if something happens, they'll move him ahead of Shedeur? Well, you've seen Kevin's answer. That man needs to grow a pair. We need a head coach who's not afraid to say what it is. You put in Bailey Zappi in number 2 would be the dumbest thing, and then if you put Shedeur there, at least he's getting reps. But Kevin Stefanski's got to go, man. This dude is just worthless. Everybody says, oh, he's a quarterback guru, really, because he's had 14 different quarterbacks since he's been in Cleveland, and none of them have been very good. So I wish the media would stop saying around Cleveland, oh, Kevin Stefanski's a genius, play-calling genius. No, he's not. He needs to be fired. And if you can't even tell the world like who your number 2 quarterback is, because you're not like you have a secret weapon back there, man, grow a pair or get rid of him. Go Browns.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Let's welcome in Spencer German from 92.3 The Fan, Cleveland Browns on SI, Locked On Browns podcast. So, Spencer, when you look at it, again, I understand the thought. The reality is, I don't know that I want Shedeur Sanders going into a game where he hasn't taken a lot of the practice reps. And that is the reason you would have Bailey Zappi number 2 and Shedeur 3. And if you know Gabriel got hurt, you'd put Zappi in. And my assumption would be you'd then give Shedeur all the practice reps the next week and he'd be your starter. I know you have different thoughts. Take me through your thoughts on that.
Yeah, like I think I understand the logic behind it, and I understand why. At least it seemed like on Wednesday, Kevin Stefanski is. I don't know. I think Wednesday was more about what he didn't say rather than what he did say, and he wasn't willing to commit to Shedeur Sanders being the quarterback too. So that does tell me that I think the scenario you're laying out probably is what happens. That he's more likely to make Bailey Zappi the number 2 quarterback, guy who's been in the league for several more years and has probably seen some more things than he will Shedeur Sanders than he will making Shedeur Sanders the number 2 quarterback. I think that says a lot about just where they view he's at right now in terms of his development. And you know, the fact that Kevin said, I always have to think about the player. I have to think about the development of our young players. Like I think he was talking directly about Shedeur in those instances and just where they think he's at right now. So maybe some view that as an indictment on him. I just think like if Flacco's not here, if you've ripped off the Band-Aid from these veterans, like there's no need to waste time with Bailey Zappi being in this picture really at all. From this point forward, I kind of view this season as being fully about the rookie class as a whole, yes, but also the rookie quarterbacks. And I just think it makes, you know, I understand what you're saying with like the practice reps part of this as well. But, you know, the Joe trade went down on Tuesday. Like their main days of practice are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as we know. So there's time to get him ready. I mean, if they were so willing to get Gabriel ready in a week where they were going to London and felt like he was ready for that challenge, you know, Jim Schwartz just talked about on Thursday today how, you know, Tyson Campbell just got here, but they expect him to start on Sunday, and how they've gotten people ready in quicker turnarounds before. I think all those things, you know, sort of tie into each other. I don't know. To me, it just makes more sense for Shedeur to be the backup at this point if they're sort of embracing this youth movement.
So the only thing I would say with that is it's completely different at quarterback than it is at cornerback. Yeah. So I honestly think if you put a guy in there who has not had a lot of reps, I think you're doing him a disservice. And I know Shedeur, I don't buy the crap about it hurting his confidence. I just don't think you're giving him all that you need to give him to succeed. And again, I understand the thought you want it to magically be there. I keep going back to the Rams game, and I know he was playing again. You know, I've heard the arguments that it's, well, you didn't have any of the 1s or the 2s, and the guys he was going against aren't in the league either. That's the unstated part of that argument. Yeah. You got to give the guy enough time to prepare like you would prepare your other rookie. This is only the 11th time since they went to 7 rounds in a draft that a team has taken 2 quarterbacks in the same draft.
Yeah, listen, I think that's fair. And listen, I guess it also kind of depends on like when you think they should make Shedeur the backup. Like you sort of laid out, maybe it's just this week, right? Hey, Zappy gets it this week because he's a veteran. He's seen some more things. It's easier to get him ready and equipped to be the backup than maybe it is Shedeur. But if you think it's going to happen next week and you can get him ready for that challenge the week after this, then yeah, fine. Now he's kind of got 2 weeks under his belt where he's taken more reps and maybe gotten more acclimated. Obviously, we don't know what the rep distribution's been in practice other than what we see for the very, very short period of time for individual drills when we're out there. So we can't speak fully to like what his workload's been like out there. And that's probably part of the decision that Kevin Stefanski's weighing as he decides this. I just think this week with the way this team sort of operated with the trades they made, I'm not saying they're having like a fire sale or anything, but I do think that this was a pivot to, we're in evaluation mode. And I do think that even Joel Bitonio gave credence to that as well. Talking today at the podium, he said that he did say he thinks the team still is prioritizing winning, but he did get to this. He had this answer that was about, we know that they have these 2 rookies and they probably want to see what they have in these guys, and so that makes sense. So I think the team kind of knows where things are at. At some point, Shedeur will obviously be out there, I would imagine, this season, even if it's late in the year starting. We can debate all day if he should be the quarterback too or not, but I definitely understand like everything that goes into it. If it was me, I'd make it Shedeur, but I understand the thought process from Stefanski's standpoint of, we got to do what's best for the team, and we got to put the guy out there that we think we can get prepared. And obviously, Zappy's the lesser of 2 evils in that regard because he's been here before. He's seen some things before. I get how that goes.
Yeah, I think here's the one thing I think. I don't think it's going to go 1, 2, 3. I think it's going to go Gabriel's 1. As soon as Zappy's not going to get a start, I don't think. Zappy is there. He's the break glass in case of emergency during a game guy, and it goes from Gabriel's the starter, Shedeur's the starter at some point in time if you've seen enough.